Thank you. So greetings and assalamu alaikum everyone. So hope you are doing well, and welcome to our session, Ascent Presents, Building a Professional LinkedIn Profile by Teddy Burriss. At first, let me tell you about Ascent. So the full form of Ascent is Associated for Social Contribution and Educational Development, and where the tagline is our assistance, your development. And it's an organization for the students of the school level, higher secondary level, and the students who are pursuing their undergraduate degree from any reputed college or universities. So we help them to detecting out the problems and challenges students are facing in this competitive modern era and to develop their career. So for more updates and information, you can visit our website, www.ascentbd.org, or you can also reach us through Facebook and LinkedIn page. So in these circumstances, Ascent organizes the session to develop your LinkedIn profile, because we all know in this modern generation, LinkedIn is so essential to everyone, right? So if you can manage your profile properly, and it's a very easy for you to enrich your community. Therefore, today we have an international speaker, Sir Teddy Burriss, who is a LinkedIn trainer and coach, strategist of seminar, webinars, and workshops, and so on. So he will share with you about so many techniques, and therefore you can write your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself to ask your questions. To answer every questions, there we have our sir, and he will provide tactics. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome LinkedIn trainer and coach, Sir Teddy Burriss. So sir, floor is yours.
And man, I thank you very much. Hey, thank you everybody who showed up. This conversation is going to be all about how to build a professional LinkedIn profile. And just to reiterate what Amanda said, if you have questions, either use the chat box or use the Q&A and ask me any question while I'm sharing with you, and I will pay attention to the chat box and answer questions. I'm not going to unmute. I'm sorry, it's too many people for me to unmute and mute people. Please use the chat box to ask any question. That'll get us the best way to give you the greatest value for the whole group. So thank you very much. And those of you who already gave me your LinkedIn profile, I have those on the screen right here, and I will use them during the conversation. Tawfiq and Amanda, would you turn off your cameras and give us the greatest bandwidth for presenting and conversation about building your LinkedIn profile? So, all right. Tawfiq, I'm going to turn your camera off and we'll turn it back on later if we need to. And Shamim, I'm going to turn your camera off, doing it just for bandwidth. Great. All right. Again, thank you everybody for showing up. This conversation is going to be all about building a professional LinkedIn profile. And I'm hoping it's going to give you lots of ideas. First of all, you need to know who you're building your profile for. This is where most people make mistakes. They don't think about, who am I building my profile for? You are not building your profile for everyone. You are building your LinkedIn profile very purposefully focused on the individual in the role, in the type of company, in the industry that you're looking to be a part of. If you are in career transition, or if you're in job search, if you're a postgraduate from college, or even you're in college and you're looking to start a job somewhere, you need to be building your LinkedIn profile for, let me repeat, the individual in the role, in the company type, and the industry type that you're focused on. My LinkedIn profile, as best as I can, is built to speak to sales trainers and sales managers. That is the human that I'm building my profile for. So when you get purposeful about building your LinkedIn profile, focused on your target audience, you're going to build the best profile. Here's point number 2. Point number 2 is when you build your LinkedIn profile, you need to use words and phrases that are relevant to what you want your viewer to know about you. So if you're looking for jobs in project management, you need to use project management words, project management, project completion, whatever the words are that are related to being a project manager, you need to use those words. Maybe it's words like lean and process and technology, maybe it's budget, whatever the words are that are relevant to what you want to do. You need to use those words throughout your entire LinkedIn profile as best you can. So it's called keywords. You need to think about what are the words that you are using that are important to the person you're building your profile for. Any questions, use the chat box and drop any questions in the chat box and I will answer them for you as I go forward. Okay. So now that we know who we're building our profile for, and we know what words we want to use when we build our profile, let's get started. First of all, you need a headline. Your headline here should be keyword rich, should be using keywords relevant to what you want to be doing. Okay. By default, when you add a position to your profile, what it's going to do is it's going to grab these words. By default, when you add, when you're building a profile and you add an experience section, it's going to grab those words and it's going to put those words here. Now I can see this lady's changed hers. This is really good. So she's trying to use words that are relevant to what she wants to be known for. By the way, I would put a space around that character, put space, vertical bar, space. But this is much better than what most people end up doing is they end up just getting, this doesn't tell me who you are or what you want to do. So you want to put words in there again that are very relevant to what you want to do. If you look at my profile, I put words in here. I'm speaking to my target audience. So be very deliberate about using the words that are relevant to your target audience in your headline. This is probably the biggest thing. This gentleman here has done really good. I would take out the student part. That's not important. But but put words here. If you want to be a writer, then use content writing, use blogging, and just tell me what you do. Tell me how you can what you want to do, what you can do. Very focused to your target audience, and you don't need to use words like this. This is not important, and that's okay. This is growth. In time, we'll get better at this. But again, very purposely write a headline that speaks clearly to the target audience, telling them what you do using keywords. Okay. Let me get myself set up here again. All right. Here's the next big thing. The next big thing is in your contact information. In your contact information, you want to put in there, first of all, customize your LinkedIn profile. This is a big one. This will make everybody stand out. Customize your LinkedIn profile. I would wager that all of you, if I go across here, none of you have customized it. This is not unusual. You don't know how to do this, but here's how you do it. Go here, go to contact information, hit the pencil. By the way, I'm recording this. It'll be on YouTube. When you hit the pencil, see this icon right here? You click that. And then right here, customize your profile. Okay. You click that pencil and you can put a handle, whatever handle you want to put. You can put a handle there so that you customize your LinkedIn profile. And then when you do that, then your LinkedIn profile looks like this. Come on, go away. Like this. It'll be just linkedin.com/in/your handle. Has to be a unique handle, but you want to customize it so it's very clearly. I can see a couple of you have already customized yours. That's customized. And so is this one. Okay, so customize your LinkedIn profile URL. And then when you build, as you're adding your contact information, what you want to do is you want to, if you have a website that's relevant to what you do, or your business or your school, put that there. If you have a business phone number, you can put that there. If you're in business, you're going to want your business email address put there. You're going to leave your personal email address connected to it, but you add the business email address and make it primary. If you're using Twitter, put it there. If you have a birthday, put it there. It creates an opportunity for conversation. And if you're using WeChat, you can put it there. So build out your contact information. You will be more likely to be successful in life the more accessible you are. Okay? So bring up a few more. Let's talk about some other areas your LinkedIn profile you need to work on. Here's a big one, folks. You got everybody with me? Let's talk about a really big one here. Where did mine go? I don't know that. Where's my about section? Here it is. This is a big one. Your about section. Your about section is where you tell the viewer who you are and what you can do, what you like to do. Talk about your accomplishments. This again is keyword rich. So in this gentleman's perspective, if you're HR, then you're going to want to use HR relevant words here. You get 2,600 characters in here. So you get, it's a lot of text. Don't try to get to 2,600, but you want to tell the viewer who you are, what you can do, what you have done, your accomplishments, and listen to these words, what you enjoy doing, relevant, big word there, relevant to what you want to do. So the more focused you are in telling your story in your about section, this is you personally talking to your target audience. It is you personally telling your story to your most important viewer. Okay, most of you don't have one. Here's one here. Okay, and you don't need to tell me that who you are again, because I got that right here. Okay, you don't need to tell me you're a student. I've got that right here. Okay, what you need to do is tell me what you do, what you can do, what you want to do, what you enjoy doing. Even talk about some accomplishments that keep growing over time, relevant to what you want to do. Now, this is a journey. You don't need to make all this happen day one, but you really do need to start thinking this way, because this is your brochure. So it's this is a big challenge. Most people don't think about the about section, and it really is a very powerful part of your LinkedIn profile. And when you write your about section, you don't need to vet yourself and tell me that you're dedicated, hard worker, multitask. That's not overly important. What is important is tell me what you do, what you can do, what you have done, your accomplishments relevant to what you want to do. And by the way, the first 3 lines are the most important. You want those first 3 lines to be clearly saying, this is what I can do for you. This is what I will do for you. This is what I want to do for you. Those first 3 lines are important, because if you don't get my attention with those first 3 lines, I won't click on see more. Where I want to see more little sentences, little paragraphs that tell the viewer what you do. Okay, questions, drop them in either the chat or the Q&A. As Spock, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name, what section should I most fill with my keywords? Should I remove sentences? Anywhere you have the ability to type, you want to type and speak to the target audience using your keywords as best you can. Anywhere you have the ability to type. Okay, great question. Let me go to the next big one. The next big one is, and by the way, one more thing to show you, when you do your about section, when you're thinking about your keywords, you can use the browser find and look for the words that are important to you and see how often you use those words. Now, my new word that's important to me is training. So you can see throughout all this text right here, I use the phrase LinkedIn training numerous times. Those are my most important keywords. So use the find and see how often your keywords show up. If they don't show up much at all, go back and rewrite that section using those keywords. Okay. Let me get myself marked. And bring up a few more profiles just so I can get prepared. Give me a second, please. Okay. All right. The next big one. The next big one is your experience section. Now, I know most of you are still in school or just graduating from school, so you may not have a lot of experience section in here. That's not a problem. Okay. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the experience sections that you can that are relevant to what you do or want to do. Let me repeat that. You want to put in your experience section, you want to include, to begin with, you're going to probably include everything. That's okay. But in time, you're going to want to look at this and you're going to want to pare it down, and you're going to want to rewrite it in ways that speak to, again, who you are and what you do, relevant to what you do today. Now, again, most of you are, still in college, and that's fine. But those of you who have multiple jobs you've already been through, and those of you who have not yet, when this starts happening, here's what you're going to want to do. If you look at my experience section, I only go back to 1997. I didn't go all the way back to wherever, okay? But what I did was I only talk about what I did back then that is relevant to what I do today. Let me repeat that. Only talk about what you did in your previous jobs that are relevant to what you want to do and or what you do today. Okay, so you need to look at that. If I look at this gentleman's profile here, for 8 months you worked for this company here, you want to add some text here and talk about what you did in this role that's relevant to what you do here. Or listen to this idea, or shows professional growth. That's a really important perspective. You want to talk about what you did in your previous jobs that is relevant to what you do today or shows professional growth. Okay. Shamia, I'll see. Thank you. Excuse me. All right. So, again, if you're still in school, then you don't have a lot to talk about in your activity. But I want you to know this as you start progressing through your career. As you get to the point where you have lots of different roles in your career, what you're going to want to do is look and see in that previous role, what did I talk about? What did I talk about here? I should only talk about what I did here that is relevant to who I am or what I do today. You don't need to get rid of the role. Just think about, what did I do back then that's relevant to what I do today or allowed me to grow professionally. Okay. Q&A. Should I self-publish myself by posting projects I'm working on? You can, if you have projects you're working on, then you can put those projects in LinkedIn. As long as they enjoy, as long as they are relevant to what you do today or want to be doing. Tatul asked, should I use my volunteer experience in the experience section? No. You're going to want to build your profile the correct way. And what that means is you're going to want to put the volunteer experience in the volunteer section. It's really important. Don't muddle it up. Put volunteer in the volunteer section, which is down here, and leave this for professional growth. And I generally say if you got paid for it, it goes in the experience section. If it's internship, it goes in the experience section. If it's truly give back and volunteer, it goes here. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Let me bring up a few more profiles with my marker. Appreciate all of you sharing your profiles. I'm not going to be able to touch them all, but I will, as much as I can, try to bring your profiles up in the conversations. All right, let's go to the next big one. The next big one after your experience section, and again, when you write this text, what you want to do is write this text here in your experience section as much as you can. You get 2,000 characters. Don't try to get to 2,000. But what you're going to want to do is try to use the relevant words and phrases, the relevant keywords regarding who you are and what you do, or who you are and what you want to do. Again, if you're an engineer, you want to use engineering words. If you're an HR person, you're going to want to use HR words, HR benefits, enrollment, hiring, talent acquisition, whatever the words are. Try to use words that are relevant to the job and relevant to the role. Sometimes I say you can look for those keywords and phrases in job descriptions. Look and see what the employer, what words they use, and that'll give you an idea of what words to put in here. Well, another thing to be very careful of is really minimize the validation words. You don't need to use words like hard worker, team player, dedicated, committed. You don't need to use those words. Use words that are written in a brochure about a product. You are the product. Use words that are highly relevant to the role. Joy, hang on. We'll talk about certificates in a minute. Okay. All right. Here's the next big section. Your education. Okay. So in your education section, you're going to want to make sure that, you put in here the different degrees you have. Okay. And there's ways you can use your activities in societies. There's text you can put in there as well. But you want to, make sure it's the most relevant education. I mean, you might have taken a course in something that's totally irrelevant. That may not be needed to put on here, but all of you should have, the schools that you're associated with in your education. Now, as you get to be older, and I know people who get older, as you get to be older, you may decide that you don't want to put the year in there. You don't have to put the year. You can leave that out. Okay. So, but anyway, make sure that, you have your education on there, and, the different schools, not just if you are a part of different schools, show the different schools. Higher education only. I really recommend higher education only. Universities, colleges, trade schools, etc. Okay. I'm currently a civil engineering student. I would like a part-time job. Is not related. How would I make my profile? So maybe your profile is not going to be highly relevant to the part-time job. I would say, don't worry so much about a part-time job. It may not be highly relevant to your LinkedIn profile, but if there's something you're interested in part-time, maybe you put that in your about section. I look forward to opportunities to do this kind of work. But if you're looking for retail jobs, or you're looking for, restaurant jobs or whatever, you're not building your LinkedIn profile out for that. You're building your LinkedIn profile out for your career journey, which might be, in the case of this question, your civil engineering work. Don't worry about specifically building your LinkedIn profile out for part-time or stepping stone jobs. And by the way, don't be yanking your LinkedIn profile back and forth and changing it left and right, change it for this, change it for that. Don't do that. Build your LinkedIn profile out and let it grow with you, okay? So if along the way you want a part-time job as a barista, or along the way you want a part-time job, as an intern, don't change your profile. Let your profile keep growing to show who you are as you grow professionally. So, great question. Here's the next big section: license and certificates. So as you're going through your career, you get license and certificates. There's a great example of a Coursera. This is great. Put that kind of stuff in there. You take courses from other schools, or small courses. You get certificates for. Put those on there. Okay, it's a great way to show professional growth. All right. See if anybody else has any certificates on here. There's license and certificates. Advertising with Facebook, Google Ads. These are all very, very worthwhile sharing, specifically if they are relevant to who you are and what you do and or what you want to do. But if you've got a certificate on here for painting, and you're no longer interested in painting, then I would take that certificate off your profile. Okay. So good questions. Bring up a few more. Papan says he can't see my screen. My hosts that are on here, can you guys see my screen? Panelists, Amanda, can you see my screen? Shamim?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen. It's
Yes,
Azmira profile.
yeah, I want to make sure I'm not having a problem. So Tasnim asked this question: where can I put internship experiences? I would put internship experiences in your experience section. Okay, I would put that right here. That's work related. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Volunteer. People want to hire people who give back. People appreciate people who participate in their communities and help others. This is an important philosophy to have. So as you're doing volunteer work, I would recommend you show the community relevant volunteer work in your LinkedIn profile. People want to do work. People want to hire people who serve others. So towards that end, I would strongly recommend you look for ways to give back. You look for ways to help others in your communities, and then you include that on your LinkedIn profile where relevant and appropriate. Okay. Let's say this gentleman bring me his profile. So, and by the way, just an FYI, everybody should have one LinkedIn profile. You should not have two. You should only have one. Okay. You might have a LinkedIn profile that has, what's it called right here, multiple languages, but you should only have one LinkedIn profile. If you're managing more than one, that's a huge mistake. It'll get you in trouble. And it's like having, more than one girlfriend at a time, and that's hard to manage. So one LinkedIn profile. What is the most relevant section for campus ambassador experience? Maybe volunteer. That would be a great place to do volunteer work, and then talk about what you did and how you helped others and how you learned and grow there. Okay. All right, let's go to the next big section. I'm good. I got 5 more minutes. Okay. Skills and endorsements. This is important. So what you want to put in your skills and endorsements section. Okay. You want to put skill words that are relevant to who you are and what you do. You want skill words that show people, what you can do. These skill words, again, need to be highly relevant to the work that you do, the work that you want to do. Okay. If you have a skill on here that is no longer relevant, remove it. Even if it's got a lot of endorsements, remove it. It's irrelevant. Again, if you're a marketing person and you have skill words in here for being a, again, we use the barista analogy, then take the barista stuff off, but use skill words that are relevant to what you do today, what you want to do, and what you want to be known for. Okay. University organization activities, I would, that depends on what they are. Those activities are, volunteer work, put it in the volunteer section. Okay. Where should I put my soft skills? Should I focus just on my hard skills? No, soft skills go in skills. Soft skills go here. Okay. So put your soft skills under here. Now, if your research is a powerful skill and highly important to what you want to be known for, then I would talk about research in my about section. Any skill word that you put under skills that are relevant to your business or where you want to go, I would talk about those in your about section, in your experience section. And by the way, these are not important skills. I'm going to repeat, these are not important skills. I would think all of you as college graduates, these are assumed. I refer to these as, if you don't know how to use Word and Excel, that's like not knowing how to use a pencil. So focus on bigger, more important skills that show that you're growing. Okay. Couple more. Here's another big area. It's called the accomplishments section. If you're not using the accomplishments section, it's right here. Add section. Down here is accomplishments. There's 8 different subsections. In these subsections, you can, if you have publications online, YouTube videos, articles, interviews, podcasts, and any articles online that are relevant to what you want to be known for, you can put those in publications. If you're a part of a patent, if you've got courses where you've grown and learned, courses sometimes align with certifications, but you can, if you don't have a certification, you can put the course in courses. Projects where you work together with others, you can put that there. Honors and awards, test scores, maybe not overly important. Multiple languages, put that there. And any organizations that you are a part of, again, the number one word is that are relevant to who you are and what you do or what you want to do. So use the accomplishments section, use these subsections to tell your viewer more about who you are. In your opinion, which skills are more important to acquire and show on LinkedIn? The question is, which skills are more important to acquire and show on LinkedIn? Listen to this answer. The skills that are highly relevant to what you want to do. The skills you need to acquire and you need to tell the viewer about are the skills that are highly relevant to what you do or want to do and important to your target audience, important to your viewer. That is the only answer to that question. Okay. Let's see, I've got a few more minutes left. Did I miss anything? Oh, a couple more things. So recommendations. So you could, as you journey through your career, postgraduate, into your, starting your career, internships, etc. Over time, ask for recommendations. Get recommendations. Again, these need to be you need to ask for a recommendation that showcases the skills and the accomplishments that are relevant to what you do and or want to do. Which section is most important to attract my target audience? Well, it starts, that's a great question. It starts with your, come here. Did it work? It's not clicking. Come on. It's not opening up. Don't know why. I apologize. I'm trying to open up some more profiles. Why is that not opening up? Give me a second. I'm going to open it up the hard way. Which section is the most important? Here's the answer. It starts right here. Starts with your headline. That is the most important. That goes with you everywhere you go. Let me repeat, that goes with you everywhere you go. Anywhere on LinkedIn, when someone finds your name, they hover over your name, your headline pops up. Everywhere you are, I hover over this person's name, their headline pops up. If I'm in search results and I'm looking for a farmer, okay, and I look for people, it's a whole other conversation. I hover right there, there's the headline. There's the headline. So your headline goes with you everywhere you go. That's the most important section. Secondarily, the next important section are the first 3 words of your 3 lines of your about section, where you're telling your viewer who you are and what you do. Those are the first 2 most important fields on LinkedIn. The third most important field is the title field in your about section. Those are the big ones. Skill work, Asmir, I got one more question. Asmir says, what's the difference between skills and certification sections? Skills under accomplishments. When I refer to skills, I'm referring to the skills and endorsements section. I'm not going to talk about endorsements. Ignore that. Instead, focus on the skill words in the skills section. The skill words you put here should be the same words that you use in your about section, in your headline, and anywhere else you can on your profile. So these are the big ones, folks. Which certificates will I add to the feature? You add certificates that are relevant to what you do or want to do. Muhammad asked which certificates to add. The ones that are important and relevant to what you do and or want to do. Folks, this is a lot of information. I've dropped some really big perspectives on you. Okay, I can't give it all to you in an hour conversation, but I really encourage you to really focus on building your profile out, speaking to your target audience, telling them what you do, what you can do, what you have done, and most importantly, what you enjoy doing. People hire people who enjoy doing the things they need to have done. So use words like I enjoy, et cetera, throughout your profile as well when you're talking about the things that you do. This is a lot of information. There's more you can find from my website, from my YouTube channel. Follow me on LinkedIn. Please don't send me an invite. I can't connect with everybody. Follow me on LinkedIn. Follow me on YouTube. Follow my blog. Follow me on Quora. And you'll learn more about how to build a professional LinkedIn profile so that you can stand out better than your competition as you move through your career. Networking and stuff is another conversation for another day. I just wanted today just to work on profile. So that's what I had to share. I'm going to turn the conversation now back to Amanda and Shamim, my host.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. It was a very nice session, and it's an amazing elaboration of everything. You just took everyone's profile and you teach us how to conduct every section of the LinkedIn profile. So it's a very helpful session to everyone, I guess. And you already answered to everyone's question. And we are very much honored to have you there. Thank you very much, sir, to having with us. And we hope we will contact another session with you. So that's all. And to the participants, thank you for being here and to attend here. And you can visit our page and website to know about more about us.
Great. And I will follow up later on with a follow-up email to everyone within the next couple days. And let's see, did I miss anything? That's it. So Amanda, thank you very much for having me. We will talk another day. Goodbye.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.